are again, folks. We're back on Friday nights. Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk on Friday. We've had 2 weeks of Friday Night Tech Talk on Saturday, but now we're back to normal and we'll be staying here on Friday for a while. So if you're new here, welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. And we do this every Friday night, except for the last 2 Saturdays, but that was very unusual. But on Friday nights, we get together at this time, and I pick a few articles that might be interesting to other tech heads like myself, which I assume you are at least somewhat like because you're tuned into this show. And as I say every week, we simulcast both on my YouTube channel, Mobile Geezer, and on Facebook. And on Facebook, you can catch me under Mobile Geezer or George Hayes. And there's Eleanor, first one in. Glad you're here. Oh, she's wishing me a happy birthday. Okay, thank you. Eleanor gave me the nicest card ever yesterday. It was really nice. Anyway, glad you're here. As always, you're first. As I was saying, if you're new here, please type something in the comments. Let us know you're here and let us know where you're from. And here's Brian right behind Eleanor. You guys are so faithful. Glad you're here as always, sir. If you're new here once again, anything you want to discuss in the comments, feel free. And as I go through the articles, feel free to discuss whatever you want to in the comments about the articles. And while we're talking about the articles, if you click on this QR code, that will take you to my website, which will give you the show notes for tonight's show. Oh, thank you, Brian. That's what friends are for. Don't get me started singing again now. Okay. So you can follow the QR code to my website, or as I do every week, I will take you there. So we'll share screen, and I'll show you what the show notes look like. I'm going to try something a little different in the way I display the screen tonight, because I'm going to try to play a couple of things during the show for you, and I think it'll work this way. You guys let me know if it doesn't. But so as I share the screen, which I'm doing right now, if everything doesn't look okay, you guys let me know. But I think it'll work this way. If not, we can go right back to the normal way we do it. So if you go to mobilegeezer.wordpress.com and just click on today's date, you'll get just the show notes for tonight's show. And as I say, every week I try to find articles that people will find interesting and that you won't hear everywhere. And at the same time, if there's a big event that week, or I'll find an article about that, or a big presentation. I don't think there was anything big this week. The big presentation, as we all know, is coming up on Wednesday for the Samsung Unpacked event. And we'll have an article about that in a few minutes. So meanwhile, as I do every week, I'll give you a little preview of what we're going to go through tonight. So, and WordPress, I changed the format a little bit a few weeks ago, and it was driving me crazy, but I think I finally got the website looking the way I want it to look. So you guys let me know if you don't think it looks good, but I think it looks better than it's looked in the past couple of weeks. So, first story. Ring cameras to track people. No surprise after the Super Bowl ad. I found out on Mashable, and people were complaining about what they were doing with the Ring cameras. Ring tried to make it look like a cute commercial, but people kind of knew what was behind it, and it might be stepping all over your privacy. We'll find out about that when we go into the article. And of course, as I said, then we'll talk about the big Galaxy Unpacked event, first one for Samsung this year, which will be next Wednesday, and we're expecting to see the Galaxy S26 series of phones and other things, earbuds and that type of stuff. So we'll go over that. After that, you guys know I'm excited about the nothing phones that are getting ready to come out. The 4A phones are getting ready to come out. But I found this article, Nothing is aggressively combating counterfeit tech in India. And it's a pretty good article, and it seems like Nothing is the only phone company that is aggressively fighting the counterfeit tech. So, pretty good article, I think. And I followed that up with another new leak of changes to the Nothing 4A series. I found both of those are on Android Central. So then, after we get through that, a Meta smartwatch, a possibility that Meta might be coming out with a smartwatch. So we'll talk about that. I got that on Tom's Guide. And finally, another Android Central article, Lyria 3, Gemini's original music generator. Now, this generates music from scratch, just based on the prompt you give it, and it does work. And I'm hopefully going to give you an example of it at the end of this show. So those are going to be the articles we'll go over tonight. So haven't heard anything from Ted. You know, I didn't go into, normally I go take a quick look at Telegram and see if he's left any message. But no, the only message Ted left me early this afternoon, he gave me a happy birthday on Telegram. But that's all I know. But if anybody comes in, Ted or Will or Mike, I will certainly let you know. So let's go on with our first story. And remember, Ring had a big commercial in the Super Bowl. So I just said, Ring cameras to track people. No surprise after the Super Bowl. Found this on Mashable, so let's go take a look. Oops, stop bouncing on me. Ring cameras may plan to track people using AI, according to leaked emails. Could the search party feature be used for more than just finding lost dogs? And that's what they did in the commercial. They found a lost dog and they made it look so cute. And a lot of people aren't buying. So let's drop it into Reader View, get rid of these ads. Ring was the subject of significant backlash earlier this month after a poorly received Super Bowl ad drew attention to its surveillance cameras' AI-powered search party feature. Though advertised as a tool to search neighbors' Ring footage for lost pets, many expressed concerns that the same technology could easily be used to track humans. It turns out that these fears may have been right on the money and that such use could be part of the Amazon-owned company's plans. 404 Media reports that Ring founder and CEO Jamie Siminoff previously indicated intentions for its cameras to find specific individuals in an email to employees in early October 2025, sent soon after search party's launch. I believe that the foundation we created with Search Body, First for Finding Dogs, will end up becoming one of the most important pieces of tech and innovation to truly unlock the impact of our mission, Siminoff wrote in the email cited by 404 Media. You can now see a future where we are able to zero out crime in neighborhoods. So many things to do to get there, but for the first time ever, we had the chance to fully complete what we started. Now, if you didn't see the commercial and the Super Bowl, and if you don't know what Search Party does, if you have a Ring video camera, well, it can hook up with all the cameras in your neighborhoods, and I gather for quite a distance. And if they can be searching for a lost dog, or they can be searching for a person's face also. But they'll use every camera in the neighborhood. I believe you can turn it off. We no longer have a Ring doorbell here, so it is intrusive if you ask me. But this is what people don't like about it. So Siminoff did not make it explicit that Ring intends to turn search parties' technology toward tracking people. However, such plans are strongly implied by his reported statements that Search Party's current iteration is a foundation only used for locating pets first, and that Ring could zero out crime. So if they're going to zero out crime, you know they have to be looking for people's faces. Significantly, Ring introduced the facial recognition to its surveillance cameras late last year. So we know they have that. While the company prompted familiar faces as a tool for identifying people you know so that they don't trigger for identifying people you know so that they don't trigger alerts, nonprofit digital rights group Electronic Frontier Foundation warned that it has the potential to violate the privacy rights of millions of people, and this is what people are up in arms about. In a later email cited by 404 Media, Siminoff reportedly also claimed that Ring's community request feature could have potentially helped find the person who shot and killed conservative commentator Charlie Kirk on September 10th last year. So he's saying if they had been using that, they might have caught the person right away. Introduced days earlier on September 4th, so just 6 days before Charlie got shot, Community Request enables law enforcement to directly request footage from Ring camera users. It just shows how important the Community Request tool will be as we fully roll it out. So some people don't like the idea of them working with the authorities and the police. Some people do. Siminoff reportedly wrote the day after Kirk's death, sharing a video of a Utah official speaking about the investigation. It is so important to create the conduit for public service agencies to efficiently work with our neighbors. In a statement to 404 Media, a Ring spokesperson said that search party currently doesn't track people. How do we know? But did not confirm that it would never be used for such a purpose. Search Party helps camera owners identify potential lost dogs using detection technology built specifically for that purpose. I don't think so. It does not process human biometrics or track people, Ring's statement read. Community requests notify neighbors when local public safety agencies ask the community for assistance. Pardon me. Across these features, sharing has always been the camera owner's choice. Ring provides relevant context about when sharing may be helpful, but the decision remains firmly in the customer's hands, not ours, so you can turn it off. Mashable has reached out to Ring for further comment. Siminoff left Ring in 2023, but returned to lead the company again last April. Since then, he has refocused the surveillance camera company on collaborating with law enforcement, so they are definitely collaborating with law enforcement, bringing it back in line with its original mission to reduce crime in neighborhoods. Ring positioned itself as more community-focused in 2024, changing its mission statement to keeping people close to what's important. So more implication that it might be working with law enforcement. Under then CEO Liz Hamren, before it was altered again after Siminoff's return to making neighborhoods safer. As such, utilizing search parties' technology to track people would seem to follow Ring's current goals more closely than finding lost dogs does. I totally agree. Ring has had a cozy history with law enforcement, having previously sent Ring camera footage to police without users' knowledge or consent, and people are going to have a problem with that. Further, a 2019 report from Motherboard revealed that the company had secretly provided dozens of U.S. police departments with free products and a private portal for requesting footage without a warrant, kind of a big deal, with officers asked to promote Ring to their local community in exchange. So they were trying to make money off the law enforcement. But here's a big one. Last week, Ring canceled its partnership with law enforcement surveillance company Flock Security, and a lot of communities around the country are suing Flock Community and fighting Flock Security. So Ring canceled their partnership, as heightened distrust from customers reportedly prompted some to disconnect, destroy, or return their devices. Even so, Ring still maintains a partnership with taser maker Axon, didn't know that, allowing police to request footage via its evidence management system. So people are saying they think they're being a little bit too cozy with police and law enforcement. So that's what people have against it. And they keep trying to push, well, yeah, but we're here to find dogs. So that's kind of an important article. I thought it was a good one to start with. Now we'll talk about the big thing coming up next week. Nothing new in the comments, by the way. All right, what we're expecting at Wednesday's Galaxy Unpacked. I took this from Tom's Guide. Samsung Galaxy Unpacked, February 2026. Galaxy S26, S26 Ultra, and everything else to expect by Richard Purday, last updated 2 days ago. All the essential details about Samsung's upcoming product showcase. So yeah, it's a big deal. We all know it's a big deal. So let's go into read review, get rid of these ads. The start of a new year normally means Samsung Galaxy Unpacked is not far away. And while Samsung's kept us on our toes this year by making us wait until February, there is sure enough an Unpacked event coming next week. Samsung has confirmed a new Galaxy S phone series is coming, and if we've done our math correctly, then we're expecting the Galaxy S26 line with the super spec Galaxy S26 Ultra being the real star of the show. Now, I haven't had an Ultra since the S23, so I may be in shopping for this one, but not right away. But we are also expecting Samsung to talk about how it's updated its Galaxy AI features, of course. We may even see some new Galaxy Buds 4 earbuds to go with Samsung's new phones. And I did see another article a couple of hours ago that the Galaxy Buds 4 will be shown also. And then there's the whole question about if we'll see a new Galaxy S Edge model. Yeah, they keep saying they're not going to, but nobody's sure. Here's everything we expect at Samsung Unpacked. Galaxy Unpacked date and time. Samsung is holding its next Galaxy Unpacked, the name it uses for its handful of big product launch shows each year, on Wednesday, February 25th. Specifically, the show starts at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, my time, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, because London is 5 hours ahead of us. So set your alarms or calendar reminders accordingly, depending on where you are. Galaxy Unpacked location and live stream. Oh, let's see if we can take a quick look at that. It's a very short little YouTube. I don't think you're going to get the sound, but it's just a little short thing. So Samsung showing you their cute stuff. Samsung's in-person event is happening in San Francisco, although it's invitation only. Fortunately for the rest of us, an online live stream will be available. At the time of writing, there's no placeholder for the live stream. We'll update this page when a link goes up, but the best place to look ahead of time will be on Samsung's official YouTube channel, which is where I'll be watching from, and on Samsung's own website. Galaxy has packed expected products. Here's the products we believe are likely stars of this next Unpacked. You can click on each to learn more. So if you're following along in the article, you can click on it yourself and it'll take you to the separate sections. But what we're expecting, S26 and S26 Plus, S26 Ultra, S26 Edge, that's very iffy. Galaxy AI and Galaxy Buds 4 and Buds 4 Pro, and I just saw an article that we will be seeing those. Galaxy S26 pre-order deals. Currently, on its event preview page, Samsung is offering a $30 voucher to anyone who buys its new AI phone, and I registered for it too, like everybody. It doesn't cost you anything to register for it, so that's great. Remember, it used to be $50. The other benefits are region-specific. U.S. Samsung fans have the chance to win $5,000 in vouchers to spend at Samsung, while everyone gets the opportunity to save up to $900 more on their pre-order, depending on what device they're willing to trade in. And I think the only thing I would have to trade in is my Z Flip 7 FE, and they don't let you have the newest. They don't let you trade in the newest thing they have, so that wouldn't even be up for trading now. Probably later in the year it would be. In the UK, there's a chance to win a £500 voucher for even more money off your purchase, though sadly not as much as the American offer. As the usual Samsung pre-order benefit of doubling your default storage for free, apparently worth £170 this time around. There's no mention of this offer on the US version of the site. That's true, I checked. All you have to do to access these benefits wherever you are and be put in the draw for one of the big prizes is to register on the site with your name and email. Very easy and quick to do. Third-party retailers and carriers will have their own offers, so Best Buy and whoever else, to entice you into making a purchase or signing a contract with them. We'll update you as these go live so you can make the best informed decision possible if you decide one of Samsung's new phones is for you. Personally, I've been buying all my phones from the Samsung US site for a few years now. Unpack February 26th, what we expect to see. So, the two standard versions of Samsung's new flagship phone are thought to be quite similar to the previous generation. In other words, not much of an upgrade. But we're still hopeful that the Galaxy S26 and 26 Plus will offer meaningful upgrades. For one, the standard S26 so nobody knows, receive a larger display and battery size than the S25. Bad news for small phone fans, but a welcome upgrade for many. The enlarged S26 and otherwise unchanged X26 Plus could also have a fresh chipset within, likely a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, but perhaps also an Exynos 2600 for certain markets. Yeah, usually in America we get the Snapdragon, and some of the European markets get the Samsung Exynos. And if nothing else, a new design may be introduced to make it obvious this is a new generation of Galaxy and make the standard models look more like the Ultra. Don't hold your breath for that, is my guess. All right, now the Ultra, which is the big deal. As with prior Galaxy S generations, and of course that picture is coming from Evan Blass, who's almost never wrong about anything. So if he puts it there, that's probably what it's going to look like. As with prior Galaxy S26 generation, Samsung appears to be saving all its big innovative new features for the most expensive series topping Galaxy S26 Ultra. Chief among these is the rumored privacy display, and I've showed you, I think, 2 weeks in a row what the privacy display will look like. A built-in version of the screen-blocking protective films and panels you can buy as an add-on for many different phones. But rather than simply copying this feature directly, Samsung has seemingly found a way to make the privacy protection switch off and on at will. Yeah, there's a switch you can flip. Or even automatically depending on where you are and which apps you're using. The S26 Ultra may also get an upgraded main camera with a larger aperture for brighter images. That's good. An improved 3x telephoto camera is also possibly in the cards, along with speedier 60-watt wired charging, also good, although apparently no battery capacity upgrade. So I guess the same battery as the S25. Whatever new chips Samsung decides to use in the other models may also be found here, although even if the basic and plus models use Exynos, there's still a high chance of the Ultra getting a Snapdragon chip worldwide. So maybe everybody will get the Snapdragon. So a lot of unsure stuff here, especially this. Samsung Galaxy S26 Edge, possibly. The S25 Edge was a latecomer to the S25 family last year, making both a big splash in terms of hype, but also minimal impact in terms of sales. It didn't sell well at all. That's why they kept hinting they're not going to have a S26 S26 Edge, but nobody's sure. We had assumed an S26 Edge would follow this year, and even at one point that it would replace the Galaxy S26 Plus, yeah, that was the rumor, as the middle child of the lineup. However, it seems that Samsung has reconsidered this approach, electing to keep the Plus as it is and potentially canceling the S26 Edge entirely. So, like I said, nobody's sure. A no-show at the Galaxy Unpacked doesn't necessarily mean the S26 Edge is dead, but it wouldn't be a great sign for the thin Samsung flagship's continued existence. Galaxy AI, of course, a very big deal. The logo for Samsung's homemade AI features appears front and center in the promotional image for the Unpacked event. So we're all but guaranteed to get some new large language model powered toys to try on the Galaxy S26 series. According to the leaks to date, the Galaxy S26 series could have new AI notifications summarizing and sorting features, an updated generative photo editing tool, and possibly the integration of AI search chatbot Perplexity. That did surprise me. Let me get a quick sip of Coke. Samsung has already been promoting both improved low-light performance for the Galaxy S26 series camera via AI, as well as using natural language prompts to improve the photos you take on the fly. And there could be even more AI treats on the S26 that Samsung hasn't made itself. It's possible that we see something new from Google make its entrance on the Galaxy S26 series, similar to how Samsung got to debut Circle to Search as True and cross-app applications in Gemini on the Galaxy S24 series and S25 series, respectively. That's true. Google let them have it before they put it on their own phone, or before they showed it on their own phones. Galaxy Buds 4 and Buds 4 Pro. There's not been a huge amount linked about a new generation of Samsung wireless earbuds, but given it's been 18 months since the Galaxy Buds 3 and Galaxy Buds 3 Pro launched, it feels about the right time for Samsung to announce updates. What's more, there have seemingly been accidental appearances of the new Galaxy Buds design within Samsung's One UI software, showing a new look, but the same split of silicone tips for the Buds 4 Pro models and open fit tips for the standard Buds 4. While we can't tell what features the new Buds will have from their looks alone, we'd assume Samsung will at least have some audio quality, battery life, and active noise cancellation effectiveness boost to talk about. Meanwhile, a pricing room explains we shouldn't see any increase in cost for either model of Buds this year. That's a rare thing in today's tech climate. Yeah, with the chips costing more and more and more, if they don't charge more, that's a very good thing. So that's what we're looking forward to in the big event on Wednesday. So Brian is asking, am I getting the S26 Soldier? I think I am going to get it. I may wait until next month, but I think it's a pretty good chance because, like I said, I haven't had an Ultra since the S23. So, yeah, it's a pretty good chance. So, are you going to get it? It'd be interesting to see if you got it because I know you're a Pixel guy. Okay. We're going to move on down. And I don't know about you guys, but you guys know that nothing phones excite me. At least some of the nothing phones excite me. Oh, and I didn't mention what I brought to work today. I usually try to remember. My main phone today was the OnePlus Open, and my backup was the iPhone 17. So, nothing is aggressively combating counterfeit tech in India. Now, remember I said I showed this a different way, so I'm thinking I should be able to play a little bit of the video that's in this thing. So you guys let me know if you don't hear, but we'll go in there now. It's on Android Central. Nothing is the only brand taking the counterfeit tech problem seriously. By Brady Snyder 2 days ago, fake tech is everywhere and increasingly hard to spot. It's nice to see one tech company is acknowledging it. Yeah, and they're taking it very seriously, at least in India. So let's go into reader view. What I did find out, even if I put this in reader view, if I get to play it properly, it'll play even from reader view. So we'll get down to where the video is, and we'll see if you guys can see and hear it. Uh, Fake tech products are nothing new, but they are getting harder and harder to spot. Certain product categories, like earbuds, are easier to fake than others. Scammers have figured out how to replicate the packaging, unboxing experience, and pairing process of authentic products on fake ones. Even seasoned tech enthusiasts can be fooled. There's real risks that come with using counterfeit tech, as it is not regulated for quality and safety in the same way authentic products are, and there's no warranty of any kind. Few companies come out in the open and address the problem of fake products, but that's exactly what Nothing just did. In a YouTube video, Nothing and CMF, which is their lower level products, co-founder Akis Evangelidis, I said it right, spoke about major counterfeiting issues specifically affecting the market in India. And I guess it's a big deal over there. The video revealed Nothing and CMF had been working with the authorities in the country to curb the spread and sale of knockoffs, and recently seized more than 1,100 offending products. And you'll see that in the video. Oh, and if there's any trouble hearing the video, it does have you can read it while it's going through it. So, but I'm hoping you guys can hear it okay. The video description sums up the severity of the issue and how serious Nothing and its sub-brand CMF are taking the rise of the counterfeit products. Being the fastest growing brand comes with unwanted attention. Recently, we've seen a rise in counterfeit products trying to imitate Nothing in CMF. Our customers are the ones who are impacted, and we're committed to shutting this down. Working closely with local authorities, and in the video, there's a cop that's in there a lot. And you can see this guy has probably been through the ring or something. We've already seized thousands of fake products, and this is just the beginning. That's from Nothing. In the video, Evangelidis shows off fake Nothing and CMF products firsthand, and you can see they look very real in the video. Some are clever and convincing. He does show you the ones that are crappy and the ones that are good copies, closely resembling the packaging and design of official Nothing and CMS phones, accessories, and headphones. However, others simply slap the Nothing or CMF brand on completely unrelated products that have no official comparison. Due to the growing brand recognition that comes with Nothing gear, people are still buying these fake products under the impression they're the real thing. We found 1,000 plus fake Nothing products. Here's the truth. So, I'm going to try to play this YouTube. You guys, if you can't hear it, let me know. But you can read it. But I think you should be able to hear it. So let me know. That was the cop. What do you say how many? Look at this stuff. Yeah, they look like junk. Yeah, there you look at all of that. Yeah. Look at all of that stuff. This is the cop. Look at all that. Stabbings and broken bones. All right, so I just wanted to let you guys see some of that video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's like 2.5 minutes long or something like that. But they're taken very, very seriously, and you can see by the number they probably should. So good for them. Okay, Evangelitis and Arpit, the head of Nothing Smart product business in India, discussed some of the warning signs to look out for. Product listings with random brand names with official Nothing images can trick buyers into thinking they are buying from Nothing on CMS. So they get the real images and they put them on their fake packages. As such, always check the exact brand name to make sure it's from Nothing CMS or an official retail channel. Additionally, watch out for phrasing like compatible with, that's true, Nothing or CMF products. This language is used to skirt directly misusing the Nothing or CMF name while still appearing in search results for relevant official products. The duo also recommended looking at reviews and ratings for product listings, specifically the number of ratings. If a listing only has tens or hundreds of ratings, it's probably counterfeit. I didn't think of that, but that makes perfect sense. Evangelist adds that the price can be an excellent indicator too. Sometimes, if it's too good to be true, it's because it's not true. Makes perfect sense. Nothing says customers can report listings they think might be fake or counterfeit product, and the brand will take immediate action. That's good. What we can do to stay safe from tech product scams. So I'm not going to read all the rest of this, but it's just good to see they're taking it very, very seriously, as they should, I think. So that's good to know. Now, the one I'm excited about is going to be the next one. New leak changes of the Nothing 4A series. Now, of course, you guys, let me see if I can grab my 3A Pro. Can't reach it, but you guys know I'm a big proponent of the Nothing 3A Pro, and I love that, especially for a mid-brand, a mid-priced phone. I thought it was a great phone, and I guess the new one's going to be even better. So again, from Android Central, we'll talk about the 4A. So the 4A series is only going to have two phones, the 4A and the 4A Pro. So is this what I'm looking for? Report leaks Nothing 4A specs, and there are a few changes by Nicholas Diaz. He writes good articles. Overseas report says this is what Nothing's overhauled mid-range could look like. So it's read a view. And I think they're going to raise the price a little bit, but you're still getting a budget phone, or a mid-range phone. So I still think it's not a bad price. Amidst the hype for Nothing's next wave of mid-range phones, a massive leak from an overseas source alleges its most crucial specs. The French publication Deal Labs shared details about what consumers can expect from Nothing's phone 4A and 4A Pro later this year, and we're only talking a couple of weeks. The phone 3A duo last year shared the same 6.7-inch AMOLED LTPS display. However, these rumors suggest Nothing is breaking that up a little. The phone 4A Pro, which is the one I'd be interested in, may receive an upgraded 6.8-inch 1.5K AMOLED 144 Hz display. The rear panel could gain a display, as the publication alleges users could see the glyph matrix on the phone 4A Pro. The flagship phone 3 had this, and I didn't get the phone 3. I liked the 3A Pro, which is the budget, compared to the 3. I thought it was the better phone. While the mid-range did not, it was a small circle in the top right corner of its rear panel primarily for utility purposes. Rumors did not state what this could look like on the Phone 4A Pro, so I guess they don't have a picture of it. Elsewhere, rumors add that the Phone 4A Pro could feature a 50 megapixel main lens created to Sony with OIS and a 140x zoom. That's pretty good. You know you're going to get some distortion at 140x though. The entry 4A is allegedly sticking with a 6.7 inch 1.5K AMOLED display with up to 120 hertz refresh rate. More importantly, the report claims that's not what we should focus on, as the device could upgrade to a triple camera, which is good for the plain 4A. A 50 megapixel main lens could carry its photography potential alongside a wide range of zooms from 0.06x to 70x. The device might also see a glyph bar, not a glyph matrix display. So there's what the 3A Pro looks like, which is what I have. Previous rumors haven't touched on the series price, but that's seemingly changing as speculation foresees a price hike. What we know what the cost of what the chips are, it makes sense. The publication alleges that 4A could jump by 50, not pounds, what is it, euros, and 90 euros for the Phone 4A Pro. This could bring prices, I'm going to talk in U.S. money. This could bring prices to $482 and $588 respectively. For the Pro that I would want, I guess it's the $588, which I still don't think that's a bad price for that phone. These prices are well above what consumers were treated to last year, but nothing CEO Carl Pei said this might happen. Either way, we've been cruising with scraps for leaks for a while now, as a recent report claimed the 4A Pro could rock a 5,080 milliamp battery with the same 50-watt charging capabilities. Another rumor spotted the Phone 4A in a database listing with Qualcomm's recent Snapdragon 7's Gen 4 chip. There might also be 12 gigabytes of RAM at the most, as well as 128 gigabytes and two 56 gigabyte options. Nothing has teased that the Phone 4A series is eyeing March 5th, so like I said, it's only a couple of weeks away. CEO Carl Pei said in a 2026 Outlook video that the company was going to completely overhaul the 4A series. So if that's true, and as much as I like the 3A Pro, I'm sure I'll love the 4A Pro. If I'm going by these leaks, things are looking a little different for sure. The display changes, for one, will need that personal touch to know for certain, but they sound nice on paper. Yes, they do. Additionally, Pei teased camera upgrades, and I've seen rumors about a triple array for the base model. That's giving that entry model a bit of a pro flair, that's true, which is always a good thing for people looking to not splurge on a higher tiered mid-range model. So, like Nick, I'm kind of excited about that. But you guys know I love my nothing phones. So, all right, now we're going to go. I've got two stories left. I said a Meta smartwatch, a possibility. Got this on Tom's Guide, so let's go take a look at that. And yeah, since Meta makes such good glasses, a smartwatch might be probably a good idea. Meta to challenge Apple with its first smartwatch, and it's reportedly launching this year. By Dan Bracaglia. Okay, got it right. Zuck's making a smartwatch. So into reader view we go. And the pictures don't mean anything because they don't have any pictures of whatever watch they're talking about. Meta is planning to release the brand's first smartwatch sometime in 2026, according to an insider report. Allegedly codenamed Malibu 2, the smartwatch will reportedly offer health tracking tools like those already found on the best smartwatches, along with a built-in Meta AI assistant. Successfully launching a Meta smartwatch would potentially put the tech giant in direct competition with other big wearable makers, including Apple, Garmin, Google, Samsung, and Aura. Zuck's making a smartwatch? According to an insider report published by The Information, Project Malibu 2 is based on a previously mothballed smartwatch product, so it's been gone and back again, I guess. No word on what prompted Zuck and Company to revisit it, but I am hopeful that Meta will actually see the project to completion this time around. Apparently, Meta first began work on a wrist-based wearable back in 2021, but pulled the plug. I didn't know about that. Roughly a year later, due to cuts in its hardware department. Insiders say that the previously shelved project featured an onboard camera with 3 variations of the watch to choose from. Can we expect the same from Project Malibu? It's difficult to say. However, reports of cameras coming to smartwatches are far from new, so this is still all speculation. A smartwatch to go with your smart glasses, and that, for Meta, that might be a good idea. Meta is obviously no stranger to the wearables market, with multiple AR glasses models currently on offer, including the popular Meta Ray-Ban displays. Yeah, they're very popular. You could even go as far as to say that Meta makes some of the best smart glasses in 2026. Probably very true. Moreover, the inclusion of a smartwatch in the brand's product portfolio has the potential to unlock loads more gesture-based functionality for the glasses, which would be a huge plus. I could even see the brand selling the 2 wearables together as a bundle. Yeah, I think that would make sense, assuming they were affordable. One of the best reasons I can think of for Meta to jump into the smartwatch market in 2026 comes down to compatibility. Unlike the best smartwatches for Android and the best Apple Watch models, a Meta smartwatch could theoretically play nicely with both Android and iOS smartphones. This would mean that you don't need to go out and buy a new smartwatch just because you were curious and decided to switch from one mobile operating system to another. Ultimately, I'm cautiously optimistic about a Meta smartwatch. As one of the lead wearables experts here at Tom's Guide, I welcome additional competition in the space, especially from a tech powerhouse with a proven track record for hardware like the glasses. On the other hand, the Meta smartwatch could end up being Zuck's fire phone moment. Let's hope that's not the case yet, that's for sure. Stay tuned for more reporting on a potential Meta smartwatch as the leaks and peeps drop. So that might be kind of exciting, like I said, assuming it was affordable. All right, my last story. I'm going to go through this story and I'm going to try to give you a demonstration. So, Lyria 3, Gemini's original music generator. So, this AI can make its own original music, which I think is pretty cool. Again, on Android Central. Gemini's music generator is here, and I think this is where everyday AI gets interesting, by James Bolgolto. He does a lot of their articles, and he's a very good writer. The app's new Lyria 3 model generates high-quality 30-second tracks with vocals and lyrics from simple text prompts or uploaded images. Now, I did get it to make a couple for me, which I'm going to play at least one of them for you. But I tried to make something shorter than 30 seconds. No, it does 30 seconds no matter what you say. So, create music with Lyria 3. Okay, let's drop this into reader view. This is interesting to me, kind of fascinating. The Gemini app has moved beyond just text and images. As of today, it wants to write your next song, and I think does a pretty good job. But keep in mind, I've written over 300 songs of my own, so I have some experience with this, although it's been quite a while since I've written one. Gemini has launched music generation in beta using Lyria 3 Google DeepMind's newest generative music model. This means you can now create a 30-second track with lyrics in seconds just by giving a prompt or even a photo. And I'll show you what I produce with it. Google says Lyria 3 improves on earlier versions in three main ways. It can generate lyrics automatically, let you control style, vocals, and tempo more closely. I haven't gone in depth with this yet. And creates tracks that sound more realistic and layered. Yes, it does. In simple terms, you don't have to be a songwriter. Just describe a vibe like a nostalgic Afrobeat tribute to my mom's cooking or a goofy R&B jam about a lonely sock, and you'll get a polished mini track in return. And you do. Photo or video to track. I haven't tried it with a photo as yet. You can also upload a photo or video, and Gemini will turn that moment into a soundtrack with matching lyrics. For example, a hiking photo of your dog can become a woodland anthem with lyrics. The system even creates custom cover art. It does that. I can show you that using Nano Banana, and I've showed you Nano Banana before. So your track is ready to share right from the app. And of course, you know Nano Banana is a part of Gemini. Since its launch, Gemini has added more creative tools, moving from images to video. Music is the next step. However, Google isn't trying to make this a Spotify replacement or a hit-making machine. No, they're not. The aim is to create a fun way to add music to your daily life without using complex software or hiring a producer. And I think it does a pretty good job of that so far. There's also something for creators. Lyria 3 is coming to Dream Track on your YouTube Shorts, starting in the US and rolling out worldwide. When I get time, I'll probably try that. This means you can get better customizable backing tracks and lyrics for short videos, which is important since audio can really affect engagement. Of course, AI music does not bring up any copyright concerns. Of course, AI music does bring up copyright concerns. Google says Lyria 3 is trained with careful attention to copyright and partner agreements, and it's meant for original expression, not copying. So I don't think they're going to run into copyright stuff, but I could be wrong. If you mention a specific artist, Gemini uses it as inspiration, not as a direct guide, which is good. There are filters to check for existing content, and users can report possible violations. So I'm thinking the AI should be smart enough that it's not going to run into that kind of problem. Each generated track includes Synth ID, Google's invisible watermark for identifying AI-generated content. That's good. Gemini's verification tools now work with audio too, so you can upload a file and ask if it was made with Google AI. The system checks for Synth ID and uses its own analysis before answering. That's good. Lyria 3 is now available in the Gemini app for users 18 and older in several languages like English, German, Spanish, French, Hindi, Japanese, Korean, and Portuguese. It's launching on desktop first, which is how I created mine, with mobile coming soon. Google AI Plus, Pro, and Ultra subscribers have higher usage limits. Of course, I didn't pay for any of this stuff, so I just took the free version. All right, so that's all I'm going to show you of that. Let's get out of here. Now, that's my last story for tonight. So I'm going to totally get out of this, and I'm going to try to play for you guys what Google made for me. Oh, first I want to show you, let me go back to sharing screen. I wanted to show you how to get to the web-based version. So, yeah, you can do a normal. Okay. So if we go straight to, I have a bookmark for Gemini. So if you go gemini.google.com, takes you right to the app. Okay, now when you get there, you have create image, which you've seen me do before, create music, and that's what I did today. I haven't done write anything, help me learn, boost my day. So I went straight to the create music. So anybody can go there and do that. All I said for this one I'm going to try to play for you was create a funky track based on the Mobile Geezer YouTube channel. That's all I told it. So let me show you guys what it made for me. Let's see if I can get to that. Okay. So, I'm not used to doing this way. So let me say video file here, and I'm going to go to what it created from. Hopefully you.
Another day, the feed is flowing. See what new tech the world is showing. Got that camera, sharp and clean. Living life out on the screen. Mobile Geezer, yeah, that's me. Always checking all the tech I see. Mobile Geezer, on the scene. Yeah, the Mobile Geezer, know what I mean?
So I thought that did a pretty good job. So I hope you guys heard that okay. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, guys, I bounced out of StreamYard for maybe 30 seconds because I hit the wrong button. But anyway, I wanted you guys to hear what it did. I thought that did a pretty good job. So that's called Gemini Lyria. And did I bounce it? Oh, no, I thought I bounced out of StreamYard again for a second. So I thought it did a pretty good job. And I'm going to try to keep working with that, and maybe I'll end up creating something that I'll actually use in my Mobile Geezer intro. So that's all I've got for tonight, guys. I thought that last one was pretty interesting. Hopefully you guys found the articles interesting. So I hope everybody has a very blessed weekend. From here, we're going through seasons. Today in Chattanooga, we got up to 75 degrees. Sunday, the high is going to be in the 40s. So we're going back to winter in 2 days. That's how it is when you're in the southern part of Tennessee, though. So I hope you guys have a very blessed weekend and a very blessed week. And I will see you guys next Friday.